is how to find out whether the given polynomial is a Hurwitz polynomial or not. So for example, a polynomial is given and it is desired to find out, to test its Hurwitzness, to find out whether it is Hurwitz or not. In some situations, we do not go into the details. So we have some properties. For example, a polynomial is given in which there is a negative coefficient. In that situation, we can simply say that the polynomial is not a Hurwitz polynomial. And in some situations, if the polynomial is a very simple polynomial, we can test these two conditions directly from the basic definition of this Hurwitz polynomial in simple situations only. If we are able to find out the roots very easily, then we will be able to find out whether the polynomial is Hurwitz polynomial or not. For this condition, Ps is real when S is real. For this condition, there is nothing to do. If all the coefficients are real, then Ps will always be real if S is real. And for this condition, we have to find out the roots. And it is very easy to find out the roots in case of first order or second order polynomials. In some situations, higher order polynomials can also be factorized and we can find out the roots. But in most of the higher order polynomials, it is not a very easy task to find out the roots. If these roots are lying in the right half S-plane, then the polynomial will not be Hurwitz polynomial. If any of the root on the j omega axis is having multiplicity more than 1, if there are multiple roots on j omega axis, then also the polynomial will not be Hurwitz polynomial. But it is not very easy to find out the roots. The usefulness of finding out whether the polynomial is Hurwitz polynomial is there only if we can find it out without finding the roots in case of higher order polynomials. If we are able to find out the roots, then there is no need of finding out whether the polynomial is Hurwitz polynomial or not. Why so? We can directly, from the poles of the system, we can directly find out whether the system is stable or not. Then what is the usefulness of finding out? Usefulness is there only if we are able to find out the Hurwitzness of the polynomial without actually determining the roots. Without actually determining the roots, we can find out whether there is a root in the right half side or not, or whether there is a root of multiplicity more than 1 on the j omega axis or not. So these are the properties, some of the properties, but these properties are not sufficient conditions. If, for example, any coefficient ai comes out to be non-negative, then we can say that the polynomial is not Hurwitz polynomial. But if all the roots are non-negative, then it is not sure whether the polynomial is Hurwitz or not. For that purpose, we have to test the sufficient condition. So one set of the sufficient condition is this, condition number 1, condition number 2. If both of them are satisfied, then there is no further need of testing. We can directly say that the polynomial is Hurwitz polynomial. But if these conditions are satisfied, then also we have to go for sufficient conditions. So one sufficient condition is this: the continued fraction expansion of the ratio of the odd to even parts or the even to odd parts of a Hurwitz polynomial yields all positive quotient terms. Okay, so very minutely we have to analyze this statement. First of all, what is continued fraction expansion? Another thing is we have to find out ratio of odd to even or even to odd parts. Then we have to find out whether the quotients are positive or not. Okay, so this is the continued fraction expansion, CFE. In network synthesis, two things are very important. One thing is PFE, partial fraction expansion. Another thing is CFE, continued fraction expansion. So this is continued fraction expansion. First of all, we have to find out the ratio of even to odd or odd to even. So for example, if the given polynomial is s cube plus 2s square plus 8s plus 7, then ms is even part. M for even, because there are even number of lines 1 2 3 4. N for odd number of lines 1 2 3. Also this m is even function. Okay, so this side and this side even function, and n is odd function. This side and this side, it is on odd function. Okay, even means ft equals to f minus t, like this. It is mirror image. And odd means ft equals to minus f minus t. Okay, ft equals to minus of f minus t, like this. This is odd function. Even function ft equals to plus f minus t, like this, mirror image. So this is even function. So m is even part. So here what is m? 2s square plus 7. This is even part. What is odd part? S cube plus 8s. This is odd part. Okay. So we have to find out the ratio s cube plus 8s divided by 2s square plus 7. This is psi, ratio of odd to even part. In this case, we have not assigned psi as the ratio of even to odd part, because it is easy if this power is more than this power. So in case of the given polynomial is odd polynomial, the highest power is odd power. It is mix of odd and even polynomial. If the highest power is odd, in that situation we find out the ratio odd upon even. If the highest power is even, then we find out the ratio even upon odd, because this power should be greater than this power. Okay, then it is easy. It is not necessary. Okay, we can also have 2s square plus 7 divided by s cube plus 8s, but then instead of having this s here, we will be having 1 upon s. Okay, but this is easy, so that's why we assign like this. So then this divided by this can be written as, if we divide this by this, then it will come out to be 1 by 2s plus something, 1 by 2 into s. Okay, s cube upon 2s square is 1 by 2s plus something. Okay, now that something will be having the power in numerator which will be less than the power on the denominator. Now this something will be nothing but something into s divided by this denominator. Now after removing this term, the remainder will have the power in numerator less than the power in the denominator. Then what we will be doing? We will invert it. So 1 upon. That something was this. Now we have inverted. So 1 upon the whole thing. Okay. So this upon this, instead of having this upon this, now we are having this upon this, but besides this we are having 1 upon. Now in that 1 upon that thing, again the numerator will be having the power greater than the denominator. So the process will be continued. again something will be removed, again one